come on.
Before I get into the installation, I'll cover some of the specs of the PTO Connect. As I mentioned, the PTO Connect consists of two pieces, with a female adapter that goes on the tractor's PTO and a male adapter that goes on the PTO shaft of your implement. It is made of 4140 HT high tensile steel, with a tensile strength of 116,000 psi. It has a corrosion-resistant salt bath nitride finish. The maximum implement horsepower rating is 100 horsepower. It fits standard 6-blind PTOs. The PTO adapter will increase the length of the PTO by approximately 4.5 inches, so you may have to shorten your PTO shafts for safe operation unless you already have a PTO extender like I do, which the PTO Connect will replace. Here's a closer look at the PTO Connect. The female adapter is secured to the PTO with 3 radial set screws that sit in the retaining groove of the PTO when tightened. There is also an extra set of set screw holes to accommodate shorter PTOs. The female adapter has a radial spline with a few degrees of movement to allow it to be easily aligned with the radial spline on the male adapter.
Well, I've got to say, I'm very impressed with the quality of the design and the build of the PTO Connect so far. Just that easy. Let's get this thing installed and see how it does.
The radius set screws are pre-installed but need to be backed out a little to allow the female adapter to slide onto the PTO. A 1/4 inch Allen wrench does the job. Push the female adapter onto the PTO, then slowly screw in one of the radius set screws while moving the adapter back and forth a bit to make sure the set screw finds the retaining groove on the PTO. Once you've found the groove with the first one, tighten it up. Then tighten the other 2 set screws. If you're worried about what keeps those set screws from backing out, that's what those snap rings are for. Which means you'll need some snap ring pliers. Squeeze the pliers as you insert the snap ring as far as it will go, then release the pliers. Repeat for the other 2 snap rings. It's a good idea to put a finger over the screw as you install the snap rings to keep them from flying off into oblivion if they slip off the pliers. And the last one goes in. Take a close look at all 3 to make sure they are fully seated in the grooves. By the way, Tractor Add-Ons recommend you do not grease the outside of the adapter. It is not necessary and it would allow dirt and dust to collect on it. A quick test fit of the male adapter shows how easily it goes on by pushing the locking collar forward as you put it on.
Okay, so it's time to put the male portion of the PTO connector onto the PTO shaft. First, we want to grease it up a little bit. So I happen to have a grease gun handy. Squirt some on my glove here. And we'll rub it on the shaft.
I've found that the easiest way to attach the male adapter to the PTO shaft is to press it into the shaft with my knee while squeezing the release collar onto the shaft. It slides right on and locks in place.
Okay, let's try this again with the PTO Connect. Let's see if it goes any smoother. Done. Now let's see how easily it comes off. See, it's nice and rigid, but when I push the sleeve forward, it pulls right off.
Here's a close-up of how it works. As I mentioned, the built-in play of the radial spline is what allows the PTO Connect to be quickly locked into place. Just a slight twist is all that is needed to make sure they line up. Disconnecting is as simple as pushing the locking collar forward as you pull back on the PTO shaft.